Dr. Wright again from Walnut Creek Animal Hospital in Purcell. We're continuing our series on first aid for the working class canines, and we're to the point of splint making. We've gone through all the commercial splints available, and then we've shown you how to put some of those on. Now we're going to make some of these homemade splints out of aluminum rod stock. We've already demonstrated making the spica splint for the front leg, and this would be a Schroder splint for the back leg. You have to make one per individual side, and it's not a one-size-fits-all, so it's more customized for your particular dog. But plain aluminum rod stock, varying sizes, anywhere from 1/4 inch up to about 3/8 is plenty, even for great big large dogs. Ultimately, 1/4 inch would not work on a 50-pound dog, or a 90-pound dog. You'd need something, up in the 3/8 size. But basically what I've done, this is a 6-foot piece, and we found the middle of it. We've made our first loop, and we're going to come up in here. And so this is actually going to be the saddle portion that is going to rest in the pelvis. And so we just kind of gradually form this into a circle. And we want that circle to be really more applicable to this dog's hip, basically. This is actually going to be the saddle part that fits underneath his pelvis, and that's just about right there. Now we're just going to continue all the way around the arc with our piece, and we have to cross over on the other side. Now that we have our loop just about the way we want it, two things. One, we're going to start to work down now and follow the angulation of the leg. So ultimately there's a couple of bends in the dog's back leg, that we need to follow. And on the front, the front piece, the first bend is going to come at the stifle. And then again at the hock. But these should match up fairly well once you get them there. And you can see that's kind of starting to take shape to resemble the back leg. We're going to close this circle up just a little bit and adjust some of our bends, and then add tape, to this. Once you get to the bottom, what we will do is we will take tape and close this thing up, so that it's not moving quite as much for us. Makes it a little bit more rigid. And the bottom piece is actually, now that started as the middle, it's going to serve as where the pelvis actually rests. So we're going to take and bend it in at about a 30-degree angle. So that the dog's pelvis can actually rest on this part, if that makes sense. So that's going to go up on the side and slide right up into the axillary region for this dog. Okay. So now all I have to do is continue to adjust my angulations for the back to really make it custom fit, so to speak, for this dog. And once you get to the bottom, then we're going to adjust the overall length of it with a separate piece. So we want that first bend to be right at the back of the leg. Let's slide this forward so you can kind of see it a little easier. And so where we want to go from here is basically what I would do is probably cut this off here and then take this remaining piece and make a U out of it to close the scenario, or close the loop, so to speak. So we're just going to clip both of those off, and then we're going to use the piece that we took off, and we're going to bend it now to close the bottom of the saddle. And we'll use tape for that, and that'll give us a little bit of adjustment. If we have another dog, say we want to increase the length of this, we can slide this up or down just a smidge. So a couple of pieces of tape to start with till we get our adjustment right on the length. So they're not hard to make. I mean, this roughly takes you 10 or 15 minutes, you know, to make one. This helps us to isolate the entire leg. That's the reason we like Schroder Thomas splints. They are a little bit of a challenge to put on as well, but we'll show you how to do that also. So this actually is a custom job for this particular dog, and we want it to be just slightly lower than his foot. This one actually needs to be adjusted up just about a ½ inch or so, and so we'll go ahead and make those changes and finish this up. The other thing that we want to do on the inside of this, where his pelvis rests, is we want to add a little bit of padding in here. We'll get all of that done and then come back in the last video and show you how to apply one of these.